A huge explosion has killed at least 26 people in eastern Afghanistan. The bombing happened in Ismail Khel district of Khost province. It left 50 other people wounded. The victims had all gathered to attend Friday prayers at a mosque inside an army base when the bomb went off. No group has claimed responsibility for the attack yet, but Taliban militants and Daesh terrorists have carried out similar acts of terror across Afghanistan in recent months. Let's bring you up to date with the situation in Afghanistan. Our man Amin Alami is joining us via satellite from the Afghan capital of Kabul. I'm going to hand you over to him. Amin.
Well, of course, security situation is worsening day by day in Afghanistan, particularly in recent months and mainly in recent weeks, due to the rise of attacks by militant groups, particularly the Taliban, across various parts of this country, mainly in southwestern Afghanistan and in very secure areas in central Afghanistan, in Ghazni province. But in the meantime, the Afghan capital, Kabul, was also the scene of a deadly attack in recent days. This attack that targeted a gathering of nearly 1,000 people, most of them religious scholars, in fact shocked the entire country because of various issues. The target of the recent deadly attack in Kabul that happened in Uranu's wedding hall and targeted a gathering of religious scholars is on the top of the causes behind the such shock here in Afghanistan. Many have believed that given those people had gathered there to mark the arrival of the birthday anniversary of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, launching such attack proves that the enemies of the unity of Muslims, particularly the unity of Afghans, are strongly after spreading sectarian violence among people here in Afghanistan. Let's not forget that along with the arrival of the birthday anniversary of the Islamic Prophet Muhammad, Muslims around the world, including Afghans, mark an entire week as the Islamic Unity Week. This event is considered as a great opportunity for, as I mentioned, all Muslims and of course for Afghans to come together and focus on the teachings of their Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. But however, experts have believed that given the teachings of Islamic Prophet Muhammad, wants all Muslims to back humanitarian values and follow peaceful ways to gain a peaceful life alongside the rest of nations across the world. The enemies of the strength of Muslims around the world, and particularly here in Afghanistan, will of course launch further attacks on such incidents inside Afghanistan and even across the world inside Islamic communities and societies. But when it comes to the rest of rising insecurity in Afghanistan, we can point out to the rising fatalities of Afghan security forces during either their battles with the militant groups or as a result of large attacks carried out by these militants, particularly by the Taliban. According to official figures, particularly by figures released by Afghanistan's Defense Ministry as well as Afghanistan's Interior Ministry, over 300 Afghan military forces, including commander troops, have lost their lives in separate attacks of Taliban militants in recent weeks in Afghanistan. But let's not forget that an important point here in Afghanistan is that an ongoing effort is underway to convince the militant group, I mean the Taliban, to say yes to peace talks and put their guns on on the ground and join peace negotiations with the Afghan government.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it there. That's our man, Amin Alami, out of the Afghan capital.